Okay, pag-usapan natin kung paano natin kukunin yung limit ng rational function gamit yung mga iba't ibang techniques. Okay, so here sa variety of techniques natin na gagamitin para mahanap yung limit ng rational functions, gagamit lamang tayo ng tatlo. Okay, namely the direct substitution. The second one is by factoring method, and the last technique na gagamitin natin dito is the rationalization. Okay? So, dako muna tayo sa direct substitution. Yung rule lang dito is that lahat ng value ng x which is approaching to the value of your c, papalitan na natin lahat ng x magiging value ng c. Let's say for example, limit of x over x squared minus 5 as x approaches 3 is equal to, ulitin ko lang, that the rule in direct substitution, lahat ng x magiging 3 in our function. So this will become 3 over 3 squared minus 5. And then we need to evaluate this one. So we have 3 over 9 minus 5, or that is 3/4 or 0.75. Hence, limit of x over x squared minus 5 as x approaches 3 is equal to 3/4. That's the final answer. Another one, limit of negative 4x over 7x squared minus 15 as x approaches negative 1. Again, yung rule dito is papalitan natin yung value ng x with negative 1 to your function. Okay? So, the function becomes negative 4 times negative 1 over 7 times negative 1 squared minus 15. And then we will simplify. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. Then we have negative 1 squared is 1 times 7. So we get 7 minus 15. Then we get 4 over negative 8, or that is negative 1/2. Hence, limit of negative 4x over 7x squared minus 15 as x approaches negative 1 is negative 1/2. Okay, the second technique na gagamitin natin para mahanap yung limit ng rational function ay tinatawag nating factoring method. Okay, let's say for example, limit of x minus 3 over x squared minus 9 as x approaches 3. Kung gagamitin natin yung direct substitution, anong mangyayari dito? Let's test. Okay? So sabi dito, x is equal to 3. So lahat ng x magiging 3 by direct substitution. Then we get 0 over 0, or that is indeterminate. Okay? And we all know that meron tayong value dito, but we don't know the exact value for this. So instead of direct substitution, we will use the factoring method. Okay, so recall lang po natin yung factoring method. Okay, so if factor muna natin yung function natin, this is your function, x minus 3 over x squared minus 9. And the factors of your x squared minus 9 are x minus 3 times x plus 3. Okay? So, pareho lang yung x squared minus 9 and x minus 3 times x plus 3. Okay? So, from this, merong common na expression yung numerator and denominator. That is x minus 3. They will be cancelled out. Okay? At ang maiiwan is 1 over x plus 3. So instead of using the function x minus 3 over x squared minus 9, we will find the limit of 1 over x plus 3 as x approaches 3. So again, the function x minus 3 over x squared minus 9 is also the same as 1 over x plus 3 gamit yung factoring method. Okay? So from this, we can now use direct substitution. Yung x natin magiging 3 na siya. So the limit becomes 1 over 3 plus 3, or that is 1/6. That is the limit of your function. So the final answer, limit of x minus 3 over x squared minus 9 as x approaches 3 is equal to 1/6. Another example. So we need to find the limit of negative 3x over 2x squared minus 9x as x approaches 0. So again, gamitin muna natin yung direct substitution. Tingnan natin kung anong mangyayari sa limit. With direct substitution, we could get the quotient of 0 over 0, or that is indeterminate also. So gagamitin na natin yung factoring method. Okay? So this is our function again. Negative 3x over 2x squared minus 9x. If I factor out natin yung ating denominator, in this case, we have 2x squared minus 9x, and the common factor is x. Okay? So this is the factors of your 2x squared minus 9x. That is x times 2x minus 9. Pareha lang din sila. Okay? So ano yung expression na common both numerator and denominator? Okay? Na magka-cancelled out. That is your expression x. Yung x na nasa taas at yung x na nasa baba will be cancelled out. Okay? They are equal to 1. So yung may iwan dito is only negative 3 over 2x minus 9. So instead of finding the limit of this function, we will use this function na. Limit of negative 3 over 2x minus 9 as x approaches 0. Okay? So again, the negative 3x over 2x squared minus 9x is also the same as negative 3 over 2x minus 9 gamit yung factoring method. Dito na tayo papasok sa substitution. So lahat ng x magiging 0 kasi our x approaches 0. So we get negative 3 over 2 times 0 minus 9. Then, yung may iwan dito is negative 3 over negative 9, or simply 1/3. That is the final answer. Hence, limit of negative 3x over 2x squared minus 9x as x approaches 0 is equal to 1/3. Last technique ay tinatawag nating rationalization. Okay? Rationalization. Let's say, for example, we have the limit of x minus 25 over square root of x minus 5 as x approaches to 25. So here, kung gagamit tayo ng direct substitution, we will get what? We will get an indeterminate form also, which is 0 over 0. Okay, and also, hindi tayo pwedeng gumamit ng factoring dito kasi wala namang factor yung x minus 25 and also the square root of x minus 5. Okay, so dito napapasok yung pangatlo nating technique na tinatawag nating rationalization. Kasi meron na tayong existence of your radical sign. Okay, so meron na tayong root here. So, paano nga ba ginagawa yung rationalization? Kopyahin muna natin yung function natin. Okay, dito sa rationalization, yung gagawin natin dito is pawawalain natin, okay, or aalisin natin yung square root na to, or the radical sign here in your denominator. Okay lang na magkaroon ng radical sign in part of your numerator. The question is, paano? Okay, so dito tayo focus sa denominator, which is square root of x minus 5. You will need to multiply this part of your fraction by 1. Kasi according to the rule, any number multiplied by 1 is a number itself. So hindi pa rin magbabago yung mukha ng expression nito when we multiplied this by 1. So the question there, ano yung 1 na to? Okay? Ano yung 1 na to when we multiply this expression? The answer is still the same. Hindi maapektuhan yung mismong expression. So dito, titingnan natin yung denominator. So you need to copy the the square root of x rather, then change the sign into its inverse. So instead of negative, magiging positive 5. So yun yung expression na gagamitin natin. Okay? So we need to multiply both part of your expression with the square root of x plus 5. Okay? Para ma-rationalize po natin yung denominator natin. Matatanggal natin yung radical sign. Okay? So again, this is equivalent to 1. When multiplied to this expression, the answer is still that expression. Okay? Saan nanggaling yung expression na to? Okay, so titingnan nyo yung denominator. You will take the inverse process of your denominator. Since minus to, Then, dito sa times 1 natin, magiging plus na siya. Okay? Para maging rationalized. Okay? So, ano mayayari next? So, we need to multiply numerator by another numerator. Then, multiply denominator by your denominator. So, yung numerator nyo, huwag nyong galawin. Only your denominator. Work out on your denominator. Okay? So, simplify lang yung denominator. That is using distributive property of equality or FOIL method. Square root of x times square root of x is square root of x squared or simply your x. Okay? Kaya meron tayo ditong x. We have the square root of x times 5. That is 5 square root of x. Negative 5 times square root of x is negative 5 square root of x. So, magka-cancelled out yung dalawa. Okay? Then, we have negative 5 times positive 5. We get negative 25. So, the denominator becomes x minus 25 na lang. As is na lang po yung numerator. So, dito mapapansin natin na merong common expression. Okay? Anong mangyayari dito? Magkakaroon ng cancellation. So, ano yung expression na magka-cancel here? We have your x minus 25. Okay? So, x minus 25 over x minus 25 is equal to 1. They will canceled out. Ano ang maiiwan? That is square root of x plus 5. So, instead of using x minus 25 over square root of x minus 5, we will use, or we need to find the limit of square root of x plus 5 as x approaches 25. Okay? So again, this function is also the same to this function. Dito napapasok yung direct substitution. Yung value ng x magiging 25 na. Therefore, we get square root of 25 plus 5. Simplify lang, square root of 25 is 5 plus 5. The answer is 10. Hence, limit of x minus 25 over square root of x minus 5 as x approaches 25 is equal to 10. Okay, last example for the rationalization. We have limit of x minus 49x squared over square root of x minus 7x as x approaches 0. So, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin yung direct substitution. Bakit? Yung mangyayari sa function becomes 0 over 0 or that is indeterminate. Okay? So, hindi siya pwedeng hindi natin pwedeng makuha yung limit. Okay? If we will use the direct substitution. So, instead, we will use rationalization. So, copy your function. Then, we will multiply this by 1. And that 1 is square root of x plus 7x over square root of x plus 7x. The question, saan ang galing yung square root of x plus 7x? Your reference here is your denominator. We will take the inverse operation of your denominator. Since the operation here is subtraction, pagdating naman dito, when we multiplied it by 1, okay, magiging addition na siya. Kasi nga, we will take the inverse operation of your denominator para mag-rationalize yung denominator natin or yung mismong function natin. Then we will multiply. Okay, multiply numerator by another numerator. Multiply your denominator by another denominator and we get this one. Ulitin ko lang, huwag niyong gagalawin yung numerator. Kasi magkakaroon tayo ng cancellations later. Yung isi-simplify lang natin yung denominator na portion. Then, we will simplify your denominator. That is square root of x times square root of x using FOIL method again. That is square root of x squared or simply your x. Then, square root of x multiplied by 7x. The answer is 7x square root of x. Negative 7x multiplied by square root of x, that is negative 7x square root of x. So, magkakancel yung dalawang term na yon. Then, negative 7x multiplied by 7x, so we get 49x squared. Thus, this denominator is also the same to this one when simplified. Gagamit tayo ng FOIL method. That is first, multiply by first, another first, outer, to the outer term, inner term to another inner term, and last term multiplied to the last term of your expression. Ganun yung rule. Okay? Then, mapapansin natin na merong the same expression on part of your numerator and denominator. Ano yung expression na yun? That is x minus 49x squared. Mangyayari, magkakaroon ng cancellation. So, maiiwan is only the square root of x plus 7x. So, instead of this function, gagamitin natin yung square root of x plus 7x. So, we need to find the limit of your square root of x plus 7x as x approaches 0. Ulitin ko lang, this function is also the same to these functions kung gagamitan natin ng rationalization. Then, direct substitution, lahat ng x magiging 0. We get square root of 0 plus 7 times 0, or that is simply your 0. Hence, limit of x minus 49x squared over square root of x minus 7x as x approaches 0 is also the same as 0. For the final quote, the only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. See you.